Welcome back to Red, White and Blue Fuel Tank Liner Systems. You might remember in our last video we did a motorcycle tank where we went through the whole process. Today we're going to run you through a car fuel tank. Very much the same process, still watch the motorcycle tank video, but there's a couple of tips I can give you for doing a car tank. And of course, as per the last video, getting the tank clean is the most important. So a couple of good tips before we do that. I'll just explain to you about a car tank. So all car tanks will have a center unit in them, and there's various different designs as to how they are, but generally you can unbolt the center units and pull them out of the tank. That's the first thing. Get your center unit out of the tank. That will give you a good visual into the tank, and obviously because it's an electrical component, we don't want to get it covered in fuel oil. So get your center unit out of the tank. The next process is we need to clean it. This particular tank had a lot of, the car had been sitting for a long time. It's an Australian Holden Commodore. It had a lot of fuel varnish in it, a lot of gunk and a lot of rust in this tank, but we've managed to save this tank. First thing is we have to get all that out of the tank. One of the great products to do that is this product here, Nappy Sand. It's an Australian product, pretty much around the world. It's used for soaking babies' nappies, and it's fantastic for removing greases and waxes. Use it with hot water, boiling hot water or hot water, put it in your tank, fill it up, put your nappy sand in. As per the instructions on there, I generally use a little bit more than they say, and let it sit overnight. And what you'll find is it'll actually break down all of those fats and varnishes, etc. Once you've done that, come back, empty the fuel tank out. If you've got a pressure washer, fantastic. Put your pressure washer in there and give it a great wash that it makes. If you haven't, that's okay. Use your hose, keep washing it out, and make sure that you wash all of the residue of the nappy sand out. Once you've done that and you're happy with that, it's then time to move to our rust remover. Now, our rust remover, of course, Red, White and Blue, we make it in big tubs. This will make up 20 litres, which is perfect for a car fuel tank, and we will be making a car fuel tank in the coming months. But in the general kit, which comes in the form of the small, you mix that with your water, pour it into your tank, and let the tank sit overnight. Now, I can hear you asking about, obviously, all the air vent holes, pickup holes. Okay, this is how we seal them up. So, good process. All fuel tanks are different variations. Some have air vents and pickups, and generally what you'll find is with all of those air vents and pickups, they all will sit just off the bottom of the tank or just off the top of the tank if they're an air vent pipe. So there's a gap underneath them. Now, they'll generally sit 1/8 of an inch, obviously, so for pickups especially, so they don't pick up moisture and rubbish and dirt, etc. Now, some of these tanks will also, as per this one, will have a fuel filter on them. I've removed this one. This is quite cruddy, and I will clean that up and I will put that back in. But you can generally get those out with a long pair of pliers. They're generally close, which is what I did with this one. So I've removed it and I will replace it. Okay, a great thing for the tanks is for these vent pipes is just have a look around in your workshop, and I find that this product, it's just trim liner or brush cutting cord, nylon flexible cord. And you can use anything if you like, but I find the thickness of these, you can get them in different grades. So I've got some here that I use on tanks. So this particular tank, these are the air vent lines. Just push them down your air vent one. This is a reasonably tight fit, which is good. We push that all the way into the tank. It's a little bit stuck, but it's nice and tight, so I just have to get that. There we go. And that's gone through now. And what I generally do is turn the tank up, put my light in there, my little LED light, and just make sure it protrudes into the tank past the line. And the reason for that is, I'll explain in a minute. So put all your lines in. You can use anything you want. This particular one here, this is a fuel pickup. I've used a bit of old rubber electrical cord. Fits nicely into there. We push it all the way in and make sure it protrudes. Once again, it'll come out the bottom of the pickup, just a little bit into the tank, about an inch. So it comes to the outside the tube. And then I generally like to just put a little bit of insulation tape around there for a couple of different reasons, is so that you don't bump it and it moves back out the pipe, just to hold it in place. That's all you need. Do that on all of your vent pipes. When you're happy with that, then you can pour in your rust remover. You might get a little bit of leakage out of there. It's not a problem. Just keep rotating the tank for a day or two. Depends how much rust you've got. With our particular rust remover, it won't eat the metal, it'll only dissolve the rust. So this particular tank, I actually left it for 4 days to completely dissolve the rust. And this tank is as clean as a whistle now. So once we've done that, then we clean out the tank with our rust remover, give it a good wash out again, hose it out. If you've got a pressure washer, once again, get in there the pressure washer and remove all of the rust, especially out of the seams, and just keep washing it. The cleaner you can get it, the better. Once you've done that, something that I've started to do in recent times that I've found is beneficial is to go to Bunnings or your hardware shop and buy a product, a wax and grease remover, which is used in the painting industry, just as a final clean. Give it a wash out with that. I find that works extremely well, just to get some of the little bits of hidden grease or fats within the seams. Once we've done that, then we go through our process as per the instructions and as per the motorcycle tank of our pH neutralizer. Boiling hot water, pour it in the tank, roll it round the tank for 10 minutes, and then pour it out. Once you've done that, that's it. Do not put water back in the tank. You're then ready for the drying process, because this is a pH neutralizer. We don't want to wash it out. We want to keep the metal pH neutral, negative, so that we don't have any further rust. So then you'll go through your drying process with your heat gun, with your compressed air, put heat into the tank, blow it with your air gun, and I generally find I can dry these tanks in about 10 or 15 minutes with that process. If you let it air dry, it'll take days. Okay, so then we're ready for our tank liner. Now what I do with these is, we've got the filler neck here. Generally I find there's so many different designs of these filler necks. This particular filler neck doesn't have rust in here. This is actually quite clean. And what I found with this filler neck, inside the tank, it's actually got a lip in old measurements of about 1/4 of an inch. So what I did was I've rolled the fuel tank liner in there, and I've rolled it round so it actually doesn't come up the tube, which was lucky for me. There's all different, but this one actually has got one of the old flaps in it for when we went from lead to unleaded. It's a safety device, which made it difficult. So for this one, we've lined the tank, but we haven't lined that because we didn't need to. If you've got access to that and you can block these off, then do it that. It's all doable. Okay, so once we've done that, we put our tank liner in the tank, we've mixed it up, and we roll it round the tank. And all we want to do is just get a nice consistency over the whole tank. We don't want excessive build-up. If you've got rust holes in your tank, then obviously concentrate on that area. If you've got a rust hole, put a piece of tape over the outside, just like on our motorcycle tank, and concentrate a little bit of extra thickness. For the rest of it, all we're trying to do is get a nice seal over after our rust is done. We've got a nice smooth finish. Now this tank has been done. You can tip the excess out. This particular tank is a 75 litre tank. Generally, we will need enough. A standard motorcycle tank liner kit will do 25 to 30 litres. So this particular car tank took 3 liners. And I did tip a little bit out because it didn't need to have excess in there. So we tipped that out. What I might do, I'll actually put the light down inside and see if you can see if it comes out with the camera. We'll just turn this light on here. Just put that down in there and see maybe if you can actually see inside there. There we go. That's, as you can see, it's as clean as a whistle inside. And it's got our nice coating of our tank liner all the way around. Not affected by any fuel. It'll last forever, especially for weekend driver cars. Moisture gets absorbed in the fuel, it'll sit on the bottom of your tank, it'll never be a problem again. So car tanks, not a problem, just follow the process. You can call me anytime on my number, on my webpage, and I will give you advice. But the biggest question I always get asked about car tanks is obviously the fuel vent lines, the pickup as to how you stop the liner from blocking those holes. Now, what we do is while our tank liner is still green, before it fully hardens off, we come and check it, and it depends where you live. Warmer temperatures, it goes off quicker. It is very humidity driven. But while the product is still soft, just check it, still soft and it's not running anymore, then pull your cords out of your tubes. And it's all clear. You can also, if you like, you can just blow a bit of air back through it with an air gun off your compressor, just to clear the lines to make sure, and it's perfect. I hope that helps. I have had a few questions on car tanks. They're very easy to do, very worthwhile. Please call me if you have any questions or you need help. I'm here in Welling. We do tanks here for customers. This is a customer's tank. He'll be pleased with that. So yeah, enjoy red, white and blue. Thank you.